All right, I think we're good. Let's just hope this one doesn't get shut down in like 10 minutes. We're gonna be like speed running the amount of times we can get hit offline here. All right, I think we're good. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna allow everybody to get their notifications in. And hopefully I don't sound like crap anymore, now that I actually have a voice. Yo, everybody's showing up. Sweet. Racing, welcome to the chat. Very first person to the chat. Random guy Kev, what's up? Oliver, how you doing, man? I'm so freaking excited to do this again, and everybody's showing up in the chat. Trying to say hi to everybody. Music for you, what's up, man? Always has been. How you doing? Let's see, the Gaming Shark, how you doing, man? And all the USAirsoft channel members are showing up too. Thank you all very much. Guys, how's it been? Hopefully audio's good. If it's a little too loud or if it's a little too quiet, let me know. I can't really read the chat on the screen. It's just a little too small, and I just recently broke my glasses, and I got to read it off my phone. So you're going to be seeing me do this all over and over and over. Dude, everybody. Ryan, how you freaking doing? Random guy Kev in the chat. TA Football. What's up? How's it going? Max, I'm doing pretty all right. What you can't see on the other side of this setup here, because this is all just to look good over here, but on the other side of my laptop is a complete mess of boxes because we've unboxed about like $5,000 worth of stuff. It's been nuts. And Victor Miller being the very first person in the chat for a super chat. Thank you very, very freaking much, Victor Miller. No message though. But however, I want to do something special for you. For every single person that does anything in this chat, I'm putting y'all on the Galil Tower. And Victor Miller just made himself #1. We're going to be doing this stream for probably a couple hours. I'm just going to be answering questions and seeing what you guys want to do. Just ask everybody how they're all doing today. So very first person going on this list is Victor Miller. I want to keep everyone's name because I have some ideas. So very first person getting added to my new Galil Tower here. It's literally just a box. Dude, Sir Turd the Third. I hate this thingy. Yo, remember for 12 months? Sir Turd the Third? You signed up for a year, dude? Thank you very freaking much, my guy. You know, I know you're a channel member already, but I'm adding you again. But I gotta start reading some questions. Guys, I hope y'all are having such a really good night and or morning or afternoon. It's been really, really freaking busy, I'll tell you what. Truffle likes, man. What's up? Squid Nugget, how you freaking doing? How am I? I'm doing freaking awesome.
He's dead.
He's dead. Favorite System of a Down song? Deer Dance or ATWA, All the World Around, I think. It's hard to really narrow it down for them because I think I like every single song on pretty much every single album. What's the Galil Tower? Yo, Western Gilbert trying to like one up everybody here. Tier 2 member for how much? 19 months? Yo. Pretty much, I'm adding every single name to anyone that becomes a USAirsoft channel member and to anyone who does any super chats. I want to keep track of everybody's names because last time we couldn't, especially the stream got shut down. So pretty much everybody, we're gonna have to slow down here. DJ, you said, May, love Scott, love your channel and content. You are amazing for what you try and do for the community, my dude. DJ. I for sure will get to everybody's messages and comments. Thank you very much for your love, DJ. I want to do some more, though. This past week, I've been really slipping because I couldn't even talk. So let me get your name down here, man. Yeah, a bunch of numbers there. 8920? Okay, that's not even that bad. Adding DJ to this list onto the Galil Tower. But let's get to some questions and see what everybody's up to, my guys. So let's see. Sub to this man, cool guy, thank you very much for your love. I'm trying to get my first gun and I have taken a lot of inspiration from your channel. It comes from Aiden McEvan. Hopefully you got something good, man, or you're actually looking at some great stuff. There's quite a few stuff out there. It matters what your it really matters what your budget is. But hopefully you've gotten some good ideas from the channel, man. What's your favorite AAP01 build? I like it when people make carbines out of them or do the drill builds. You know, when people put them in like a kit that looks like a body, like a drill. It's like a body kit. I love seeing that stuff. When people get really creative with the pistols, I love that. Especially when you make them look like things that really no one else is seeing out there. Review a GHK AK. That comes from your friend, Jap. Thank you very much, your friend, Jap. Thank you very much for the $5 dono, my dude. Let me add you right now, man. But I want to do a GHK a review for sure. I had the GHK AUG review, and people really like that thing. The issue is trying to get one is a little... got added to the Galil Tower. Trying to get one is a really big pain sometimes. A little expensive, a little hard to come by. Got to keep in mind that I've only seen like maybe 3 or 4 in the wild, and they come from the same 2 players I've seen up north in Dallas, Texas, and all the way down south in Houston, Texas. Jack's Creation Lab. Hi, can you shout me out, please? Jack's Creation Lab, a shout out goes to you, my friend. And thank you very much for a $2 dono, my guy. Bouts, $5 dono, ASG Evo or Crytek Vector. Yo, everybody is showing love, and y'all are freaking amazing. We're going to keep this up for sure. Let me get everybody's names here. I don't want to forget anybody here. Let's get this. Jack's Creation Lab, you're getting added for sure, man. And then I'm going to start reading some more stuff here. But you definitely get a shout out, my guy. Getting added to the Galil Tower. This thing's going to be filled, isn't it? Scott yelled like the Austin Powers lady. Nice! Okay, maybe I'm not very good at her. I haven't seen Austin Powers like entire saga in a while, man. Mark the Airsoft Primate. Bouts, let me add you right there. But the question was the Scorpion or the Vector? Well, I got a Vector. I'll show that off a little bit later. But I do want an Evo, and I think I'd like the Evo a little more. The only reason why I got the Vector is because I've always kind of wanted one. Because of all the gaming stuff, man. Mark, I'm adding you. The Airsoft Primate. Adding you right now, man. Don't make fun of my lecture. What is it? My penmanship. It gets better, but I'm also left-handed, so I guess that makes some sense. Yo, Steven, how you freaking doing, man? I just watched it yesterday. What's going on? Hey, Snoopy, how you freaking doing, my guy? Let's see. I'm about to buy my first airsoft gun. Do you recommend the G&G SSG-1? Western Gilbert, I'll add you for sure, my guy. Any thoughts on the KMP 9mm? I really want to do that. I'll actually be working with KWA very soon, so maybe I can bring it up with them. I would love to do that. But SSG-1, if you use a full face mask, if you use a full face mask, then the SSG-1 will actually be pretty good for you, I think, because then you don't have to worry about the mask getting in the way of your buffer tube setup or anything like that. I personally don't like the gun too much, in my opinion, just because it doesn't really work for me. But I understand what it does better for certain people. It's just a combat machine version 2 with some aesthetics on the outside. Think of it like that. If you like the look of it and you think that what it offers will help you, then go right ahead, man. No problem with that. We gotta add Western Gilbert to this. Now, it's funny is I got these sticky notes in a box by mistake. I just got a package from USAirsoft, and for some weird reason, there was a bunch of sticky notes in it, so I am using them to the best of my abilities right now. And that means I'm adding people to a little list. So, y'all are actually filling that up really quickly. Let's see. Have you ever reviewed the cheap P99 blowback? I don't think I did. No, I don't think I ever did. I barely see them. A lot of people are asking for Walter stuff, though. Should I get a 16 TPA motor or a 22 TPA motor? Matters what you're doing. Do you want really high, like, rate of fire stuff, or are you looking for something torquey? I'm not a tech by any means. I know how to work on some guns, but if you want to get really technical, you definitely want to ask some other more qualified people in that. I know my basics. I'm not building DSGs or single or SSG builds or anything super high speed or super torquey. So I might not be the right person for that. I'm sorry. Are you a Korn fan? I definitely am. You can blame my brother for that. But oddly enough, I've been trying to get in contact with Jonathan Davis because I do have a friend in Bakersfield who actually talks to him a little bit. So, you know. But no, I've been a fan for a little bit. I, of course, like the older stuff like most people do. My older brother is left-handed. How hard is airsoft for lefties? Not too much. Besides, you don't have to worry about like shells ejecting or anything like that. So most AEGs will fit you, and there's a lot of ambidextrous replicas out there, ambidextrous selector switches and such. The ambidextrous triggers. But most airsoft replicas should be totally fine by you. There are some that are, of course, meant more for the right-handed folk, but I have a few left-handed friends only, and they don't really have much of a problem. Let's see. Modified PP2K or G&G SMC9? I like the PP2K because it's realistic, but the SMC9, it's more customizable, I'd say. It's a little hard to say. Maybe the PP2K just by a little bit, but I don't know. I really don't. I think it'd be easier to probably it'd be easier to do an HBA conversion with the SMC9, as I've seen they make the magazine adapters and they don't have that PP2K. So if it was all coming down to, if I want to be realistic, the PP2K for sure. If I want to go complete competitive, then the SMC9. I guess that will be my answer. Scott, is it possible to make a Halo shotgun but airsoft? I'm not sure. I'm sure you could do anything like that with body kits and 3D printed such. However, right away, I don't think so. The top shell gate will probably be the biggest problem, as it is in trying to make that into a real shotgun in the first place. So I don't think it'd be that difficult as long as you're really good with 3D printing. Excited for the the giveaway with USAirsoft. Oh, we've got quite a bit planned. Especially Random Guy Kev. He's got a few planned items as well. Let's see. CO2 or green gas for you. Most of any of the gas guns I have can only really use green gas. So I guess I have to use my green gas, but CO2 gives you more of a kick, not really necessary all the time, and it's also much warmer here in Texas, so green gas is what I usually use. But if I have to use CO2, that's totally fine. I would just only use it with replicas that I know can use CO2 without exploding. What is your favorite Battlefield game? I joined up around Battlefield 4 time, but Battlefield 1 was the one that got me. The only problem with Battlefield for me is whenever your friends aren't playing Battlefield gets a little boring. It's not a game that I want to play by myself. I guess it's just not like that for me. And maybe it is for other people as well, but it's just not for me. You stoked to have Tax City coming to Texas? Yes, I am. I absolutely am. Of course, if we get more fields and more arenas here in Texas for more players to enjoy, the merrier. That's what I would like. We don't have that many CQB arenas here, so of course I'll be really happy whenever Tax City starts up here, and I'll actually try to be there on grand opening day. Are you hyped for the Saiga 12? Yes, and I want one. I will do everything I can to get one, and I've got some connections, so it's probably going to happen. I'll do my best to get one. What is a good gas blowback airsoft gun? It matters what you want. Do you want pistols or do you want rifles? Sorry, man. Tried to make it a dono, but it didn't work. Sorry. I'll try again next time. Love to hear your voice again, man. Fandy, thank you very much for trying anyway, man. For anybody, I actually added a link into the description. It's for super chats. Basically, use the link and you'll actually have your thing pop up right on the screen. So you guys, if you have messages and such, I can see that right there. I've tried to work some things in where notifications and pop-ups, and hopefully you guys really like the stuff that pops up for that. But thank you anyway very much. I've got quite a few people on here on the list, just like another one. I don't know why I try to lean in to see the very tiny print when I could read it right here. Verdansk United Airlines, I freaking love that. GHK AKM or Tokyo Marui AKM. Also, what do you think of the TM MWS M4Z system? The MWS is pretty legendary. Saying anything bad about Tokimori seems to be like, you don't do that shit. Shut up. It's kind of that thing. GHK has a whole lot more hate. It's the one I've used, but it seems that there's a lot more happy people when it comes to talking about Tokimori gas blowbacks. So I honestly might need to test that out myself. It sucks that it doesn't come in real wood, but we'll see how hard of a workaround that is. Never tried them myself, but it seems like most people like them. And I gotta add you to my list. The Dr. Airsoft, love from the Texas Liberation Army Airsoft team. Thank you very much for your love, guys, and thank you very much for the $2 dono. By the way, like I said, everybody who gets added to this, I'll be actually giving you guys like an extra shout out in the very next video that I'm working on. It's a really big gameplay video. So everybody, even though you guys see yourselves on this little tower of Galil, don't worry, I'll add you guys to the very next video as well. But I need to actually add those names. So if you guys have any questions and you guys I haven't seen them yet, just go ahead and ask them again. I don't want to miss people, but I also need to get these guys down this list here. But yeah, go ahead and ask them again. Not a problem at all, and I'll try to get to them. Verdansk, United Airlines. That's actually really good. How is Call of Duty in general right now? I heard that Vanguard's up in flames at the moment. No one really seems to like it. The modern gaming trend is a bit of a problem. And the Dr. Airsoft. Add you right now, man. We're going to run out of room here. I'm going to need another tower. Anywho. Let's see. Let's go down here. Based USAirsoft. Oh, by the way, you guys can also just like tag me in the comments if I'm really missing your questions here. Is the MPX coming to the States? Probably. It's a AEG, and we haven't had many problems with VFC AEGs coming into the United States. So hopefully we can add that in for sure. Vanguard sucks. 2,000 Hoff. I bet that. I love it when people don't know like weird random currencies. Do you collect any other uncommon guns besides the Galils? And thanks for the help, Verdansk. Not a problem, man. Hopefully that helped you out a little bit. Try metal and Toxic Simpleton too. Thank you very much for a $2 dono, my man. Have you ever played Tarkov? I have not. I need to build a PC build for sure. Do you have any Speed QB chest rigs, and are they any good? People seem to like them, but I personally do not have one. And do I collect any uncommon guns besides the Galils from Try Metal? Let's see. Let me get you down here. Adding you to my list, my man. Thank you very much, by the way, for everything you guys have been doing. Hopefully everyone's having a good time. I'm trying to make everything as good as best of a night as we possibly can, because my voice might go out at some point here. But yeah, I try to collect some more unique guns because I love seeing them out there on the field myself. I've got my PSG-1, I've got my SPAS-12. I love my Galils, that's why I have multiple of them. Just in case if one goes out, one gets destroyed in the future, I've got backups, and then I like to have them, in tip-top shape. But I want to collect more Tanaka revolvers and Marushin revolvers for sure. When I go to Japan next year at some point, I want to buy up a whole lot of those Tanaka, Maruzin revolvers, especially the Resident Evil ones if I can find them. Those more classic pistols I seem to really like because I don't have that many modern airsoft pistols that I really, really like. Hopefully that answers your question. Toxic Simpleton 2, I will add you to my list. Scott, like Galils or SSR 15? I'll keep my Galils, my man. I asked already, not sure if you saw or not, but what I want to be a cameraman for a short film about the Texas do you want to be a cameraman for the Texas Liberation Army? I'm trying to collect actors for it. I could try. I could definitely try, man. I'd always be up for it. Have you heard of East and Crane? I have not. SSR 15 or Galil? I will keep my Galils, Matthew. I'm sorry. The SSR 15 is pretty alright, though. It rips, actually. Even, like, Navrich haters that I know like the SSR 15. They just don't... They dress it up so no one can see it. Are you going to be reviewing the Navrich SSR 90? Maybe, but I don't have plans yet. I don't have one. I've got too much on my plate at the moment. So I got to get those out of the way. Let me get Toxic Simpleton on here. I don't want to miss him. Simpleton. 10-2. Add you over here, my guy. Okay, I have all this. Let's go ahead and get back over here. What is the best M4 to build on? Let's see. We got, of course, the G&G combat machines, Gen 1 and 2. You have JGS systems. Those are still popular. Well, they used to be popular. You can't really find them anymore. What am I talking about? It was like 10 years ago. Avalons are super popular right now. They're probably one of the most popular high-end M4s. I actually got an Avalon myself. It's just off screen. I'm going to keep it a little secret just for now because I'm working on a $4,000 USAirsoft unboxing, and I'll show you guys that later on for sure. VFC Avalon stuff. If you get in the gas blowbacks, of course the GHK and the Tokyo Marui M4 platforms are very popular as well. What do you think about the Crytek Vectors? They look pretty. I like them because they're very nostalgic. Well, not nostalgic, but very famous. But the triggers are not the best. And working on them is hell. I personally don't work on them, but I've talked to a lot of techs, and they really do not like working on them. I've known techs that will outright just tell the customer, I'm sorry, but I can't work on it, or I don't want to work on it. So if they don't want to work on it, I'm sure if I knew how to work on it, it would be hell. So if you like working on your own guns, keep that in mind. It might be more advantageous to go HPA. If the VFC MP7A1... Wait. Is the MP7A1 AEG version 2 a good buy? I actually have one. It's in the closet right now because I ran out of space over here. I'm also moving, by the way, out of San Antonio. I'm going to Dallas soon. So Plano is going to be my new home very soon. I know I just called it Dallas, but it rips, surprisingly, for such a small AEG. I haven't fully tested it, though, and I haven't seen very many on the field. So I'm sure if there's somebody in the chat right now, if anyone can tell if the MP7 AEG that was released a couple years ago is really a good gun. Does it last long? Because I do know it's another one of those guns that techs do not like working on. That should probably be a countdown, just guns that no one wants to work on. Galil is the best Galil. You know it is. But I think you're asking what is the which Galil is the best Galil. The ICS ones I like the most. I have the SEMA. I've messed with the King Arms. The King Arms feel like they'd explode if you dropped them. I know it's kind of stupid saying that because it's airsoft. Everything kind of destroys itself when it gets dropped, but it's way too tight. Everything's way too tight on that thing. The ICS ones have a little bit more wiggle room, and they have the ambidextrous selector switch. Version 3 gearbox, nothing special, really. I think the hop-up is a little different. I've been working with that for a long time, so I at least know that one pretty in and out, all the way down to what pins I should be using. Hey, USAirsoft, I live in Texas too. What is your field that you always go to, and how often do you go to airsoft fields? Mission Airsoft is my home field, so that is the place I like to go to the most because it's 40 minutes away from me. But I don't get to go out every single weekend anymore. I've got a lot of work that I've got to do around here. I have just as much fun, though. I have just as much fun filming airsoft as I do playing airsoft, and working on videos comes with that territory. I don't mind it. I enjoy it. Of course, there's some times I wish I could go play airsoft, and my hair is starting to peek out here. Of course, I wish I could go play every single weekend. But then again, I never even did that when I didn't have the YouTube channel. So I try to play maybe once or twice a month. I wish it could be more, but I'm traveling a whole lot and I'm making a lot of content. I am busy for the next 2 months straight. Think about that. I've got so many videos lined up, especially since I've been sick for a week, not being able to make my own content. I am backed up. I am doing this live stream because I really wanted to do this live stream. All my work can go off to the side for a moment. I've been editing and working on all sorts of stuff for the past 2 days straight. I can take some time to talk with you guys and see how everyone's doing. Yo, what's up, guys? The only Grimy? The only one Grimy. Welcome to the chat, man. Hopefully I got your name right. How much weight will my AEG lose when switching to HPA? What's a gearbox weigh? 2 or 3 pounds? Even that? It doesn't sound like much, but it is kind of noticeable. USAirsoft, what's your thoughts on the new limited edition Elite Force MP5A4? I was able to get one from the Airsoft GI holiday box. Very nice, my guy. I actually have one off to the side as well. Actually, it's surprisingly holding something up here so I can have my setup the way it is right now. But it's just really heavy, and I guess you would know that. It's not my cup of tea. I honestly think because it looks a little funky. But I do want to take a look at it because I have heard some conflicting reports about performance. So it's something I want to take a look at. I like the more classic MP5s, the MP5K, the A4, and I want to put a set me like wood kit, faux wood kit on my A4. So we'll see what it really does. But for other people, a lot of people like it right now. It's not my thing aesthetically, but it does feel pretty good. Oh, you did it! Awesome, man. I didn't want to say your name terribly. Congrats on the MP5. Yeah, absolutely. Congrats on the MP5, by the way. USAirsoft, have you ever played VR? I have. I'm really bad at it. I'm not used to it. Probably had like a whole 30 minutes in it. We were playing like this zombie game. I can't remember. My friend Trung the Maker, if you've seen him here on the channel a few times before, he put me in this like zombie game, and I was absolutely terrible at it. But I've never really messed with it beforehand. I got a headache very, very quickly. But I'd try it again for sure. What AK-74U would you recommend? I like the LCT one. I like the ENL one. But I don't like the gearbox inside. Sorry, my nose is like super itchy. I like the LCT one. But I do want to take a look at the ENL as like another retry for an ENL review. But I think probably my favorite is the LCT one at the moment. I did a long time ago for a couple months. I used to have a SEMA one. I had no problems with it. Of course, like most AEG AKs, it shot like 400 feet per second, way too hot. So that was a bummer. And I know that's the same thing with the LCT and I think the ENL as well. Try to come over to Oklahoma. Me and my brother play at Airsoft Tulsa indoor field. It is a good field to play as it is small but fun as hell. Corey, now that I'll be moving to the Dallas area, going to Oklahoma won't be much of a problem, I don't think. It's just a couple more hours up north. So I'll do my best. I'll absolutely do my best, my man. USAirsoft, which type of M4 do you recommend for beginners, preferably AEG? I always seem to recommend the G&G combat machines, the Generation 1 and the Generation 2. If you don't like those, okay, that's fine. I think you can get a KWA T6 for about 250, maybe? I can't remember exactly. But if you don't like the combat machines, you could... Man, what else could you really go for? There are a few options, but those seem to be the ones I always say so many times. I barely even know what's a prime competitor, I guess, in the chat. What's a prime competitor for the price point to the G&G combat machines if you want an M4 AEG? Yeah, I guess that's a good question for the chat. Are APS AEG AKs any good? I've never had good experiences with APS. They just feel really jingly. It doesn't feel held together very well. That's my own experience, but honestly, I'm kind of going to say that. Yeah, I'd never really had a good experience with APS stuff, so I don't know if the AKs would be very good either. Do you have any good ideas for accessories for the SMC9? Stubby grip, T1, tracer unit. If you don't want to deal with gas magazines over and over again, primary airsoft magazine M4 adapter, bam. Demo just made a video about it. So check out the demo if you want to see a pretty nice SMC kit. Let's go ahead and check this out. The SEMA Platinums. Yes, the SEMA Platinums. And Specna Arms. I totally forgot about those. Those are two others that you could definitely take a look at if you're looking for an M4 for a beginner. That's, yeah, beginner budget M4s. I was also looking into Speedsoft, but that's basically just HPA tapping an SSG-1 or an ARP-9. Yeah, or high kappas. High kappa builds are very popular when it comes to competitive speed. Speed QB and Speedsoft are closely connected. Speed QB is the most competitive thing I think we have in the airsoft world. And when it comes to Speed QB, they like really fast M4 builds and high kappas. Those are the two most popular builds out there. It's not always the ARP9. It's not always the ARP9. DJ, by the way, DJ, thank you very much for being a USAirsoft channel member for sure. Spectre Arms Core, yeah, definitely very popular. It's more in Europe. I don't see them very often here, and I know some stores that want to buy some Spectre Arms, but they can't get accounts started for some reason or another. But yeah, DJ, thank you very much for being a USAirsoft channel member for sure. With the amount of USAirsoft channel members that we've picked up recently, if you haven't seen, at USAirsoft right now, we have a micro gun, a Classic Army micro gun that I'm going to be allowed to do a meltdown video on. And it's because we picked up 30 channel members. So I really, really want to thank all the USAirsoft channel members. If anyone wants to join up and become a USAirsoft channel member, check the description down below. There is a link to become a USAirsoft channel member, or you can hit the join button that you might see like down below. So you can actually directly support the channel. You get benefits like getting to watch videos before anyone else if you're a tier 2 member, or getting to know what video is getting created first before anyone else knows, and all sorts of other perks. And you actually get a shout out in every single video. So if that sounds good, then become a USAirsoft channel member tonight, and you'll get your shout out in the very next video, along with every single person here on the super chat shout outs. But getting back to the questions. Hey, are you going back to the EVIC Airsoft Outpost in Houston anytime soon? I don't have any plans at the moment, but I would definitely like to go back. I like going by the store. I love going by High Ground Airsoft in general. I got a lot of friends there too, and they always seem to be very inviting. Very great people down there. But no, I would love to go back there. I just don't have any plans at the moment, and these next 2 months are going to be very busy for me with... I'm going to go to SoCal for 3 days around the 20th, I think. I'll let you guys know whenever I got finite answers to the SoCal trip. I'll be quite busy though, so don't honestly get your hopes too high. I don't know if I'll be able to go to a whole bunch of places while I'm there. And then I have to move to my new apartment in Plano. And if you know anything about Texas, San Antonio is 4.5 hours from where I'm going to be moving. So that's going to suck. That's definitely going to suck. Is the SSG-1 actually good in CQB? The SSG-1 I'll see once in a while, but they're mostly using the stock. It is just a Generation 2 combat machine for the most part. So it's not like it's going to perform better than everything else in the arena just because it's an SSG-1. It fits and feels better for people wearing a mesh mask. That's mostly the draw to it, if you know what's inside of it. Think of it like that. USAirsoft, what accessories do you recommend for the combat machine AK in an outdoor environment where you're not going to need a tracer unit, but you might want to extend your barrel and use a suppressor to cover that barrel? If you're going for a longer range and you can really actually make use of it, then maybe get a short dot. You know, most scopes and stuff look kind of funny on AKs, but EOTechs, and EOTech looks good on pretty much everything. But it's whatever makes you feel more comfortable with your gun, not what I say. But my only recommendation would be beef up your hop up and maybe get a barrel situated in there that's a little longer and then use a suppressor to cover it up. G&G Gen 1 or Gen 2? I like the Gen 2s because the triggers on them. Brett Johnson with a $5 dono. Thank you very much for the $5, my man. Hey Scott, I was wondering if you are still interested in the Bren World War II LMG. I am. You had in the custom build video you made, the one from Ross D. Actually, we just need a Bren in general, my dude. It's sad that we have to do custom ones, but it looks pretty cool. It definitely does. I'd have to see it again, but I think Ross is actually really, really freaking good at making those things. So, Brett, first off, I'm going to add you to the Galil Tower. Thank you very much for your dono. But I just might be, honestly, I'm not sure if I could afford something like that, though. I'll admit that. I'm saving everything I have right now for this move at the moment. We have to get a pretty big U-Haul, and then I got to figure out how exactly I'm going to transport the amount of airsoft stuff I have here. I could open a small store with the stuff I have here. Brett Johnson just got added to the Galil Tower, and thank you very much for the $5 dono, my man. Hudson Morse, if coffee was illegal, what would its street name be? Hudson Morse. That's actually a good one. Actually, yeah, every question doesn't have to be airsoft for sure. Add you to the list. Hudson, what would it be? Brown bean? Y'all got some brown bean? Maybe? That's actually a pretty good question for the chat, too. What would you call coffee if it was illegal on the streets? Coffee. USAirsoft, what's a good gas-powered sniper rifle? Usually we always use spring. Most of the best and most used airsoft sniper rifles are all spring. The Silverback, the VSR 10, the JG Bar 10, and such. But if you wanted to go gas, that's a really good question. Because I don't see them very often. The last one I've seen, a gas like sniper rifle, bolt action, is the KJWs. And they're almost always broken. I don't know. I really don't. A gas sniper rifle. Because usually they're kind of more of oddities. They definitely are. With me focusing more on the spring-powered ones, that's actually a really good question that I don't know the answer to be honest to you. There are like the Rare Arms SR25, but that's more boutique, very expensive stuff, and you don't need to spend $1,000 to be really good on the airsoft field. You buy those things because you absolutely want it. If the ICS Galil was $500, I'd still buy it even if it wasn't truly worth it, just because I absolutely wanted a Galil. So that's how something like that happens. But I mean, you could use a high capita snipe. Just an idea. What's your favorite AK variant, excluding the AK-12? RPK. I think the RPK. I probably would say that. Viking Airsoft, what do you think about the Specna Arms Edge series? And have you tried Battlefield 2024 from Xaid? I have not tried the Specna Arms because for some reason I can't find them anywhere around here at all. I really can't. A lot of people have good opinions about it, so hopefully they actually perform as everyone says. And if they do, then I'd actually be very interested in messing with one myself. And no, I haven't played 24A2, and I heard that it's an absolute mess. Let's see, Battlefield has been a mess. Grand Theft Auto was a mess. Vanguard apparently is terrible. Halo is the only one that seems to be doing pretty freaking well right now. USAirsoft, do you prefer HPA or AEG? Both are good, but I prefer AEG myself. It's cheaper, but if any of my really unique guns die off, then I know that I can go HPA. Tristan Arn Airsoft, when do we get the meme for the cash? I still want to do that, my dude. Thank you very much for joining up as a Tier 2 member for 14 months. Thank you very freaking much, Tristan. Every single person that's becoming a USAirsoft channel member or upgrading is really directly helping out the channel. Dude, it's been freaking awesome. I appreciate all the USAirsoft channel members, including Tristan, Western Gilbert, Lone Wolf, every single person. I try to memorize every single name, and the list is getting longer and longer, so thank you very much. But I want to do that meme compilation for sure, but I need to get all the work done that I've already built on. I'm stacking too many ideas, and I could do the meme compilation. I could, but I've got two important reviews that I need to get out of the way over the LCT LK53, the HK53 that we've seen a couple months ago, and my ICS M1 Grand. I've been waiting on doing those for a while because my M1 Grand got messed up. I just fixed it, so that's kind of how we are right now. I just got to get those videos done, but the meme compilation is coming. The try to make me laugh situation will happen, and if you can make me laugh, I will pay you for sure. GNG Gen 1 versus the Gen 2. I like the Gen 2 for the trigger. I like that it can be programmable. And if you really try a Gen 1 combat machine, it'll still work, but you can feel the dust in the gearbox, if you know what I mean. It feels like an older airsoft gun because it is, and they still make them. You can still get a Generation 1 combat machine if you want them. It's not a problem. There are some questions. I'm going to go back here. What upgrades should I do to my Glockenspiel 18C? You could half stroke it, make the rate of fire go up even more. That's always an option. Gives 2042 a couple months and she'll be good. Yeah, 2042 should be good in a couple months. It sucks that it's like that, but almost every Battlefield is like that. It's a train wreck at first and then it becomes good. But hopefully it's not like Battlefield 5 where it gets good when it's already dead. So let's see how that goes. Going up here, what's your opinion on Dino Nuggies with the barbecue sauce? I like the Flintstone Nuggies a little bit more. What upgrades do you recommend on my 5.1 high kappa? Half stroke that thing. Everybody half strokes their high kappas. Yeah, you definitely want to half stroke that and get a nice flared magwell. Makes reload so much easier. And if you don't go with, well, never mind. Yeah, that's kind of it. Half stroke it, get a nice big magwell on there, and I guess touch up your hop up. Everyone does those like 3 things: hop up, magwell, and your what did I say? The half stroke system. Yeah, that's kind of the big things. Let's see. Stop spam, please. Oh, Oliver. Yeah, nothing crazy. I'll try to get to every single person as possible. Does the JG M16A1 in your country have a M16A2 lower and upper, since most of the ones in our country often do? Yeah, a few of them do. They kind of match parts all the time. You can tell that things aren't right. They just like reuse the receivers. And for the history buffs out there, it looks kind of terrible. Especially when they add that like QD sling swivel for some reason on the full stock, and it never looks good at all. So yeah, we get that here too. What does half stroke do? That means that the I guess I'll make a point here, because I've got something that I can actually make an example of. Now, for any of the YouTube people watching, Airsoft, not real in any shape or form at all. This is a fake toy. Don't take down my live stream. But when they're talking about half stroke, what they're talking about is this one doesn't have a magazine in it. So this would be full cycle, full stroke. When they're talking half stroke, they're talking about cutting it down. This would make your rate of fire go up, which, it's still a semi-auto pistol. However, it makes it where your trigger responses will be much quicker because the cycling is going by quicker. So your follow-up shots are faster. It just makes everything much faster so you can get follow-up shots out there much quicker. But isn't that thing beautiful? You'll see more of those gold Desert Eagles very, very soon, because I got 2 of them. Let's get back to the questions here. Do you have any targets? I used to. Even when I was just doing the reviews, I didn't need to do anything too crazy. But no, I don't have any at the moment. And since I'll be moving, I'm not doing any of the range stuff here. I'll be going to Mission Airsoft for doing any of the range things until I move over to Plano. Then I'll have to go to D14. And they have actual targets that I can really show. Excuse me. They have real targets that I can really show on camera at multiple different ranges, so I can cover all that for sure. Do you like the SCP Foundation? Yes, I absolutely do. I've actually been following that for a very, very long time. Hudson Morse. Yes, I added you to my list. I want to be absolutely sure that I add you to there. And thank you once again for a Nerf $5 dono, man. Do you like having a beer belly? I mean, it's pretty big. You should try water, or you will end up like Cisco. I don't drink at all. So maybe I'm just unfit. But no, I just stay slim. I'm actually underweight by like 10 pounds. But no, I'm always drinking water. I don't drink any alcohol at all. I'm 26 and I don't drink. I never have. I just never will. Not a thing I'm interested in. I'm totally fine with anybody that does though. I have been wanting to buy RPK. I wonder if you have any suggestions on which company to buy from. I love my LCT. It's down here. It's like really big, and I'll knock over a whole bunch of stuff. But I really like the LCT one. I like the wood on it, all the steel parts. The front sight shouldn't fall off like the SEMA ones. You get the SEMA one if that's all you really want. Some parts will fall off, but if you upgrade it, you can make that thing a monster. Especially those drum magazines are absolutely nice. But I wanted the LCT one for the all steel body and the real wood. The really nice real wood. Both of them have real wood. And then you have like the SRC. There's not too many different RPK replicas out there. You've got the LCT, you got the SEMAs, and then LCT does the RPK 16, which I really do want as well. So there are only a few replicas of the RPK that you can get, and that's excluding the GHK gas blowback RPK. Those are really rare to find. I've only seen like 2 or 3 of them. I absolutely love that one. But if you want the AEG, I'd go with the LCT. And then you got to do some stuff to it for sure. What's the Andy doing?
He crazy.
You gonna hurt us? Nah, I've got everybody else like way back there. I've got some plans. You guys will definitely see more of them very, very soon. But actual Andy, he crazy. Also, we need to make some patches with Andy. Wouldn't that be great though? I want to get like some patches and shirts with Andy on them, and they won't sell out. When do you think Australia will get airsoft unbanned? That ain't gonna happen for a long time, I'd assume. It's a political thing, and they earn more political points by having it banned than they would if they didn't have it banned, sadly. Or at least for there. They've got quite a bit that they're dealing with, so I don't really think it'll get unbanned for quite a few more years. Andy is just vibing. That's all he is doing. Have you seen the LCT RPD? I've only seen one, never in the wild, only at a show. I really, really want one, but I don't think I'll be able to get one for a long time. I would like it because I have a PKM, I have an RPK, so I kind of need the RPD to fill that gap. I would really, really, really like one, but we'll see what happens in the future. I gotta go, USAirsoft. I hope y'all have a Merry Christmas. Aiden, thank you very much for the love, and hopefully you have yourself a very good night, my dude. Thank you very much for watching, liking, commenting, and everything that you did, my guy. You have yourself a good night, my dad. Just have Andy holding a knife. I don't want madman. I don't want any of that. What upgrade should I do to have my trigger response better with my M4? You could shim it if you want to. But there are entire trigger packages that will make that much easier for you, and you'll get around having to do really intricate work that actually might do more harm than anything. MOSFETs, micro switch trigger stuff, just a different shape trigger altogether. There are a few options available to you. Yo, what do you think about the WE Tech Wrist Gas Blowback and the VFC Saber series? The WE one I have no real experience with at all. The Saber stuff, a lot of people like that. It doesn't stand out to me too much, but then again, I have not used one, so it might actually kick ass. I'm not sure. But I've got one Avalon now. It's the SOPMod M4. I like that thing a lot, but I cannot wait to take it with me to Mission Airsoft, hopefully this weekend, to see if it can really dish out range and performance. I also need to put it to my chronograph to see if it's consistent. I've only had it for a few hours, so I got to see what it could really pump out. Hey, USAirsoft, is it possible to make video game gun shells and putting in M4 internals? Yes, we've seen that with some ray guns from Call of Duty. We've seen that with some Halo guns. It is very possible. It is definitely very possible if you're good with 3D printing and just some handiwork. You remind me of Mr. Murdoch from the A-Team. I guess I'm totally fine with that. I don't try to be that quirky, but it comes with the territory. AK-105 or Mark 18? The Mark 18 is kind of done so much that I've just kind of seen them. I dropped the gummy bear. I think I like the AK-105 just a little bit more. My personal opinion. For a follow-up on your 10 high-end expensive airsoft replicas that you recommend, you should do a top 5 replicas that you don't recommend. I am bound to piss people off with a countdown like that for sure. I did the one that I recommended knowing full well that if I made one that I don't recommend, guns that I hate, or something like such, that it might get too negative, and I didn't want to step on people's toes. There's a thing with the USAirsoft channel where I want it to be one, like, as positive as it possibly can be to bring in more people. Like, it's weird to think. I just don't want to discourage people. I shouldn't be eating gummy bears while I'm doing this. I want to try to not discourage anyone from any choices that they really want to make. I'll give my recommendations and my reviews, and they'll take the information there. But if I make a video over things that I don't really recommend, unless it's just dangerous, I don't know. It's such a thing. I don't want to piss people off or make them feel really upset about something. It's like a weird fine line that I walk myself, and I'm not trying to impose on anybody else with their airsoft content. Do whatever you want to do, as long as it's not hurting anybody, you know? So it's like a weird fine line for me. I don't know if it's right if I were to make some videos like that. I don't know. Even though that one's not really a really bad video. And I'm sure that could probably do kind of well in views. So we would see. Thinking of getting into supporting support gunning. Any recommendations for a good full metal LMG? The A&K M249 still reigns supreme, but you do have the featherweight from Cybergun, which actually got more popular than I thought it really would. So you got those two. I would recommend those two because they're kind of like the ones that everybody starts off with. If you want a shit ton of ammo and don't want to reload, get a PKM. Or a 240 if you really can't find one. But a PKM will be easier to get. Bouts. When the G36 is going to come back, they're sold out everywhere. It's the whole everyone's buying everything airsoft kind of thing. The unspecified illness kind of was the best and worst thing and for airsoft in a way. We've been talking about this in the industry quite a bit. It was the best thing because everybody kind of panic bought everything in airsoft, from BBs to replicas to gear, and everything was selling out everywhere. But the worst thing, because then the shipping crisis happened and now no one can make enough supply to make up for the demand. It's a very weird situation, and it's not just airsoft. This is happening for a lot of different spheres, from technology to just normal business spheres. So right now, G36s I know are really hard to freaking find right now. It's just a big supply and demand situation, and materials and shipping. If you don't know, there's a lot of ships off the coast of California that can't really make it, with a lot of stuff that a lot of people have been waiting on for a very long time, including a 1994 Toyota Supra body kit that is going on a replica of the Fast and the Furious Toyota Supra. I'm watching a series on the Craig Lieberman channel over that right now. If you know, then you know. Let's go down here on the list here. What are your favorite gas blowback rifles? The GHK AUG, I like that a lot. The Tokamarui Type 89, I think it is. I really like that thing. I would love to get one of those. The VFC PSG-1, because it was about damn time that we got a good PSG-1. This seems like a lot of companies that do anything gas blowback. They have like a few that just really, really are cool looking. The Northeast Uzis, can't wait for those to hit the market. There's a few of them out there. Then the Vipertech M16A1, I would like to check that out. And I've got my WE M16A1 back there. I totally get it, but it would probably help people not waste their money on bad high-end replicas that they don't understand. Peyton, I think I understand. Yeah, I understand that. Now I'd have to actually think to myself, do I have enough recommendations of things you don't get that would make a whole list? Because I've only had a few really terrible airsoft replicas to think that I can really have come to mind. Maybe I might if I really, really think about it and look at what the rest of the community is saying. So I could really think about that. I'll see if that works out. But Peyton, I will keep that in mind. I'm not just scratching that off the list of don't do videos. But that is kind of a good idea. I like that. I kind of like that now. Let's go down here. What are your most valuable replicas? You know what? There is one that I have not shown at all. I was going to make a video over it, but I got caught up with some other work. It is behind me, like in a corner over here. You guys will not even be able to see it. So let me go ahead and grab this real fast. Got it. Okay, so just gonna have it ahead and shimmy back in here. There is this. I got this little box from Hop Up not too long ago, and I believe his name was Constantine. I think that was his name. He was a collector that was selling off a few replicas to get some good Christmas gifts. I think it was his last year. I was going to make a video on this, but things just didn't work out. It still works perfectly fine. It's nothing that actually happened to the replica, but I just didn't have the time to make this review and history bit, but I would love to make some history over this. Now, again, YouTube, this is an airsoft replica that I'm about to show. It is not a real firearm in any way, shape, form at all. It is 100% plastic and rubber. Got myself a Tanaka M500 10.5 inch Performance Center in Midnight Pink, I think it is. It's very, very strange. And it's seriously, it's like 3 or 4 pounds when this thing would be like 8 pounds or something like that. But it's a very interesting piece. I think these would go for like about $700. Now, I do have a Polar Star, but that's like an artificially expensive replica. It's because of the HPA unit, and it's like $500, and the replica itself is like worth $400. But yeah, it's a all plastic, but very nice, a gas revolver basically. The shells they're not shells. It's just like a base plate, and you fill up the BBs by just like pushing them up front and then taking a gas can and popping it in the back. This is not something I use on the field. I bring it out once in a while just to freak people out because this thing is the size of my freaking leg almost. So definitely very interesting piece. It's something that I want to collect more of. I love these more classy airsoft toy revolvers. Again, YouTube, don't take down my damn stream. When I go to Japan, I want to see if I can get my hands on more of these. I'm looking for the silver model now because of Blood Plus, if you can believe that. Then I want to get a Raging Bull and such, but this is probably my most valuable replica in my entire collection. I've got like 60 replicas now, but besides being artificially expensive like the HPA guns, this is probably the most expensive, I guess, or most valuable in the collection. Definitely probably the most oldest of everything I've got in here. But let's go ahead and go back to the chat. Peyton, where did you get that revolver? I'm a huge revolver collector. Hop Up, man. Hop Up will be your fan. It will be your friend. Just type up what you're looking for over and over again every few months or weeks, and you'll find something. I was looking at M500 for months, and that one just popped up, and I got lucky with the deal, and now here it is. Hi, are you going to do more giveaways? Yeah, very soon, Isaiah. We're about to break 300,000 subscribers, and I'm doing a giveaway soon with Fortunate. Look him up on YouTube. He does Modern Warfare 2 gameplay and all sorts of stuff. We have something planned. But yes, more giveaways are definitely coming up in the future. What happens when your MOSFET fails? Could this cause your gun to continue to fire without your finger being on the trigger? Yes, it could short out. I've seen this happen because of guns getting wet. During a thunderstorm, I've seen like 3 or 4 guns burn out at D14. So, yeah, it definitely could happen. 300,000 subs. It's coming, man. It's definitely coming soon. Tran, Andy OnlyFans, shirts and patches, merch. Now, would you guys really buy some USAirsoft merch? Like, I want to do patches. I definitely want to do patches at some point, for sure. Ew, Kevin. Nah, we like Kevin here. USAirsoft, maybe a boring topic to some, but will you soon do another in-depth review, affordable beginner M4 AK for newcomers and people looking for gifts for newcomers? Maybe, but at the moment for my review list, I've got more of the high-end stuff on the list right now. I should probably just do more beginner videos at some point. There are more countdowns that I'm working on right now, and I try to trickle in some more like beginner and mid-tier replicas that people can get into. There is so many ideas on the list that are just going to take months and months to work on. Reviews alone take weeks unless I rush it, but then I really start like losing details and little facts and opinions from the community and that kind of stuff. So my reviews take long, and I try to work on a whole bunch of other content that I do get involved with more as I'm working on either that video or the review. So things get a little choppy, but I will try to my best to do more beginner videos for you guys. Patches are gold. We need to do patches then, I guess. USAirsoft, we need an Andy patch. Encourage the crazy. That would actually be a good tagline too, or like just he crazy. Which one is a better gun in your opinion, the Star LMG or the M249? The M249 is going to have more parts, flat out. It's been around for much longer, so there's more exterior parts, there's more internal parts, and techs know how to work on them and how to get around their problems. So that's the only reason why I would say the M249. And I think the Stoners have smaller magazines. Well, smaller box mags. Give us Andy-only patches next. I will do my best to get patches done. I have some contacts now, and I do have some graphic artists that do some amazing stuff. So I guess you guys are almost funding the patches at this point. So no, I will do my best to get that kind of stuff taken care of. And I should probably make some room here because I have kind of like stacked people's names on names here. Western Gilbert, I'll move you down here just for now. The tower is falling here. But again, every single person that has made any super chats or have become USAirsoft channel members that I've added to the list here, you guys are getting your shout out in the very next video, and I very much appreciate every single person on this list. It looks like Sir Turn the Third is hiding back here, so I'm going to put you right there. But thank you guys for making that freaking happen. Let's go ahead and check out some more of these questions here. You planning on coming to New York or Long Island for some gameplay videos? I would really like to go to New York for sure. I've only passed by. But no, I would love to. In that case, I do have to go back to TAA though. That was a freaking awesome place to go to. Do you still have a girlfriend? Yeah, Haley's just at her mom's right now. She knew I was going to do a live stream, and honestly, I do get loud when I do these live streams. So yeah, she's just at her mom's. We got something to eat earlier, but we might go out to dinner a little bit later. The whole reason why I'm going to Dallas is because she's going to university, so I'll be there. USAirsoft, if no one asked, how are you? Hey, a dog. Thank you very much. I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little, still like residual sick, but I got my voice back, obviously. My apartment's a mess because I've kind of let it go since I've been just lying in bed for a week. That and we have so many boxes all over the place, so it's a little crazy right now. But I feel fine. I feel totally fine. I'm back to work making videos, and I feel really excited. You guys are freaking awesome to me right now, and I'm enjoying every minute here being on this stream. So I'm really happy right now. Monkey Nut, welcome. Thank you very much, Monkey Nut, for the $5 dono, man. And I'm gonna add you straight to the Galil Tower. Monkey, I'm gonna make it very, very big here. Just okay, real quick. Monkey Nut, I'm making your name big. Monkey Nut. And then Raging Asian wants added to this. Okay. Monkey Nut's getting added to the top there, just because. Raging Asian, I'm adding you on there, man. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate you. You're always in these chats, especially when we were doing live streams on the other channel, which I need to do more live streams on the Scott Hollenbeck channel for sure. Let's get ahead and get to these. Hey, can you do a review for a SEMA standard stamped steel AK-74? I think I kind of like slept on doing reviews for SEMA. I like SEMA, and I still haven't done anything for SEMA. I think we've only done like 1 or 2 reviews over any SEMA stuff. I would definitely like to. I'll try my best in the future, my man. USAirsoft, I just ordered a SMC9. Should I do anything to the internals or just leave it stock? I personally would say leave it stock until something does go out eventually on it. It's airsoft, so let's all face it. Something is bound to need replacing in about a few months or maybe a year. You can be good to your guns for years. I've got like 6-year-old replicas here that have never been opened up. So, but gas blowbacks can use some more maintenance sometimes. But I'd say use it stock until something actually happens to it. Then go ahead. But if you do have the money, and then if you do want to go straight to teching on it and upgrading it and making it amazing, and making your CQB replica into a field gun, then go right ahead, my man. I'm not going to hold you back, but those are just my opinions. Western Gilbert, if you have to take me down off the tower, I don't need the recognition. No, man, you're staying right there. Where are you? Right there. You're staying right there, man. Thank you very much, though. Weston, everybody here, including you, deserves all the recognition for helping out the channel directly. So, now you're staying right there, nice and pretty. You're not getting away that easily. Bouts, what are your thoughts on an umbrella armories? I actually have an umbrella now, and I cannot wait to test it. I've been to their shop, I guess. I've seen how they do things. They're really great guys, very insightful people. What you don't know, maybe, is a lot of the guys that work there are very insightful dudes that have been in the airsoft game for a very long time. People that have actually worked for a few of the companies that you might be fans of for sure. So they know what they're doing. They've been around the parts for a very long time. I really like their stuff, and I really want to see some more unique stuff, but they do know what sells, and that is the M4s. The Airsoft Chef, come to New York and review my MTW. Airsoft Chef, thank you very much for a $5 donation, man. I very much appreciate it, and I very much appreciate the invitation. We'll see whatever we can make happen, but I will be adding you to the list here. The Airsoft. I'm going to make that really small and then make this really big. But thank you very much for the invitation, my dude, and thank you very much for a dono. I am adding you to the Galil Tower. Let's go ahead and see here. Shrek. We need more fields in Connecticut. Never been to Connecticut. Is it any good for airsoft, or is there only like 1 or 2 places? Let me know. What are your thoughts on the Gate A V2? The Gate Aster, is that what that is? Not quite sure. I haven't heard anything about it yet. There is a post that I was supposed to make. That would have been really funny if it was the opposite direction. There was a post that I wanted to make where I wanted to see what was better, the Gate Aster, the Kraken, or the, what was it? Oh, there was another one. Or was it, I can't remember if it was the HPA ones or the MOSFET boards I was looking at. I basically, when I was at USAirsoft, I got all the different MOSFET versions they had in micro switch trigger setups, and I put them all in a photo, and I wanted to ask Instagram which one was the one they used, and I wanted to see the differencing opinions of if it was good, bad, why they liked it, why they didn't like it, and such. So I haven't heard anything about the Aster 2. Are we ever going to meet your girlfriend, and does she play airsoft? Haley does not play airsoft. I took her out to one game, and I guess I left her alone because she got destroyed. But she said that she will join the airsoft game if she can get the Halo rifle. So there's that. But Haley also is very camera shy. She does not like it. That's why you'll hear her voice, but you almost never see her on camera. If you look at, I can't remember what video it was. She actually made an appearance on, what video? I think it might have been the LCT HK53 overview at the very end. I think we did a gag at the very end or something. Yes, it was the LCT overview of the LK53. She's at the end. She's at the end of that. What gun do I buy? I'm a noob. You're gonna probably want something very basic, and a very basic M4 AEG. And everybody knows I always recommend the G&G combat machines. Very basic, pretty good on budget if you're sub $200 and such. Everybody uses them. A lot of fields use them. My hair is peeking out here. A lot of fields use them for rental guns. So if the fields are using them for that, then they've got to be good. They're long lasters. And I've seen combat machines last years and years without ever needing any super teching done to them. Operator Newt, thank you very much for being a USAirsoft channel member. AK guy or M4 guy? AK. AKs are my thing, my dude. Just because of variety. I know that M4s have a lot of variety too, but they just don't stand out as much. Let's see. Monkey Nut. Forgot, so put a message. Milsims look, in my opinion, more fun than the indoor stuff. Okay. If I wanted to go to a milsim, where do I look to find one? Are you in America? That's the question, because we do have a few milsim organizations. Monkey Nut. Oh, I actually added you already, didn't I? I think what you were saying earlier is that you donoed, but yes, I actually forgot one of your T's. Boom. But yeah, if you're in America, we have American Milsim, we have Milsim West, which is the most popular of all of them. And I can already hear the only Milsim organization. Then there's Third Coast Airsoft. They like to put together their games. So if you want the most hardcore of the most hardcore, you go to Milsim West. If you want something a little bit step down, which is almost like a really big airsoft game with some more stringent, some more tight rules, you got American Milsim. And the Third Coast Airsoft is about the same. But there are just big airsoft events that like to hold their games at special AOs, like I did with Overwatch Tactics. We just had a big airsoft game, like 300 players, mattering up to 7 people. 300 people is a lot of people to me. So 300 people at a Renaissance Festival Fairgrounds. And that gameplay is coming up next. It's the very next video that I've been working on ever since I got over my cold. So there are some places for sure. USAirsoft, I am making M4 for Modern Warfare 3. Any thoughts? And that I should add to the gun? Get as close as you can to it. And I think the Modern Warfare 3 M4 had that little yellow piece on the charging handle, unless I'm thinking of the wrong gun. Add that. If you can get that piece, then that'll be perfect. I've seen some people do that, and it looks great always, and I know what they're doing. Congrats, Grazie from Amsterdam. Roger, thank you very much for watching, my man. We're having one in Oklahoma by Milsim West. Yeah, Oklahoma is definitely having that. And now I can actually go to Oklahoma when I move over to Dallas. UVT 106 versus Lighter S Tracer. I think the Lighter S is the one where if you shake it, it just turns on, right? I don't like that function. I hate that it just turns on by just minor shakes. I like the UVT just because I can twist it and I know it's on, and I can twist it again and I know it's off. But I don't know which one lasts longer. I would say the better of the two outright, no matter what I thought about that, is the one that lasts longer throughout the most amount of BBs. So I can't remember the number exactly, but if you could figure out which one lasts longer with BBs being shot through it, then that's the better choice. That's definitely the better choice I would probably go with. Which one is faster on semi? Dual Spectre arms or HPA? HPA because you can tune it the way you want to. You can have that. You can tune that trigger any way you want to. It's already a custom gun, so you can make that trigger as light as you want to. I've literally had HPA guns in my hand that I can shake and it shoots. So you can get crazy with the trigger setups on those. Hey, I'm looking for a gun that is stock that rips with long range, but don't care for the price. What do you think? Okay, so long range and you don't care what the price is? VFC is kind of the popular game here in Texas when it comes to that. KWA isn't too pricey. And they've got the T10 and the T6 for CQB scenarios. That's if you want M4s. The stock out of the long range stuff is mostly silverback stuff, but that doesn't exactly rip. Exactly. You want a high rate of fire thing, and those are the Avalons, I think. I would say probably the Avalons are those kind of things, but people still do a lot of work to those. Even stock, it'll last you a while, but you do have something that you can build on, and it'll accept pretty much any modification you want to do to it internally. Any recommendations on a rifle? What are you looking for specifically? AKs, M4s, something for the field, something for CQB, because that all really matters. What's going on here? Just answering questions and seeing what everybody's doing. So if you got a question or you just want to ask how everybody's doing, come on in. We're just kind of chilling, really. I'll be streaming for probably another 30 minutes or so. Then we'll see what else is going on. I do have pretty much around me, 60 replicas at this point. So I could definitely show off some things. If anybody knows anything in the chat about my collection, I can probably grab something here. So I'm always open to any questions, so go right ahead. Nice stream, but I'm a ghost style on some kids in Halo Infinite. You go enjoy yourselves. Isn't the campaign out now? For beta or something? So yeah, go enjoy yourselves, man. Thank you very much for watching in the first place. You have yourself a good night and enjoy the games. Where's the next California trip? I will be in California, I think later this month for 3 days, but I don't think I'll be going to any fields or arenas. I got to be there for some video work. But I think I'm going straight back home after I'm done. It's kind of not my decision on going straight home, but I'll see if I can make something happen. If you're on the USAirsoft Instagram page, then you'll see where I'm going. So if I can go to Project N1 or Tac City or wherever, I would love to go back to Wildlands. I don't know why I went blank-headed for that. I would love to go back to Wildlands. But if you are on my Instagram, then you'll know if I can make it to any of those fields. Let's see. Bounce. Can I see your vector? Yeah, it's actually directly behind my head. So I can go ahead and grab that real quick. It's all the way in the corner. Wow. Okay. So I just got this last night. We were filming this unboxing for a couple hours. And now I guess I have to say this every freaking time now, but YouTube, this is a airsoft replica. See, bright orange tip. So don't take down my live stream. Yeah, just got this just last night. I've been wanting one of these for a very long time, and Haley says it's the space rifle. But no, I've been wanting one of these just because I think it looks sick. And now all I got to get is the dual tone vector. But really, really like it. I want to try it out, and I haven't seen that many of these on the Texas field, and I'm sure this thing will end up turning pretty yellow. But I'll see how well I can keep it in condition. I probably won't do anything crazy to this unless it dies at some point, but I really, really wanted one of these. I'm going to try to keep it as clean as I possibly can, and I got to get some, like, silver sight, something that will keep the aesthetic of like this space age futuristic replica. One thing I had a problem with, though, I'll admit, that putting in the magazine sometimes, it's doing it now, doesn't like to go in sometimes, but if I twist it, then it'll go in right all the time. Does that sometimes. I'm not sure if it's because the hop up isn't set properly somehow, like it's moving, but sometimes the magazine just does not want to go straight in. It likes to sometimes be pushed off to the side. Don't understand why that's happening, and I guess I have to take a look at that at some point. But let's go ahead and get back into here. Ever been airsofting in Illinois? I have not, my man. I would like to. I just would like to go play airsoft at every single state and just see how, like, what's my absolutely favorite state. It's going to be hard to beat Texas. Glow ring sight for the vector. Glow ring. That would be interesting. I'll see. Thoughts on the Crytek Trident 47? I have never seen one of those at a field. Besides them announcing it and showing it off at like SHOT Show and such like that, I never really actually saw one. I thought it looked really cool, especially the prototype like CQB versions they were showing off at some of these like private events, but they never made it. And I think their 47 was something that they wanted to put out, and people kept bugging them so much that when they put it out, and just everybody's like, yeah, cool, it's out. I'm not buying one though. So it was one of those things that people kept on nagging about, but it never quite made it anywhere. It was kind of a flop. Everybody wants the normal M4s from Crytek. No one cares about the 47. How much does the vector cost? I think that it's a limited edition vector. I think that was like a $600 vector. It's either that or $550. It was pretty pricey. Absolute big shout out to USAirsoft for making something like that happen in the first place. You'll definitely see everything that they sent me a couple days ago very soon in a gigantic unboxing video. Thank you, dude. Not a problem at all. I'm not sure if I really answered your question. I'm sorry if I missed it. Hey, Scott, will you ever come to Battalion Airsoft in Jacksonville, Florida? Love your videos. Florida in general, I really need to go to. There's a bunch of fields that you guys keep on requesting I go and check out in Florida. So I'll do my best. Every time I'm going to make any trip, I will let you guys know about it in the USAirsoft Instagram page. But looks like... Yo, Verdansk United Airlines, what's your favorite Polar Star and favorite gas blowback rifle? And Verdansk, thank you very freaking much for another $5 dono, man. You know what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to do this here real quick. I'm just going to do this. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Actually, that might be 3. I'm not sure. But what's my favorite Polar Star and my favorite gas blowback? Well, Polar Star is an HPA engine that you can put in anything. So probably my all-time favorite like Polar Star build I've ever seen, besides Rudy Hidalgo's Bingo Custom Works toaster that he made just to make it to show off on an old Airsoft Countdown video that we had, was his WA2000 that was converted to use M14 magazines. So it was an Ares Walther 2000 that had a Generation 1 Polar Star fusion engine in it, held up by 3D printing, that had the magazine altered so it wasn't that tube rod in the front, but it was M14 magazines. So you could use it as a semi-auto WA2000 and actually use a WA2000 on the airsoft field. So that was probably my favorite Polar Star build. My favorite gas blowback. There is some like custom work of a guy who made a gas blowback Galil, and I really, really would love to see that. But if you could type up gas blowback and enter in any gun name that you could think of, from Moss, Tavor, well, Tavor actually came out, FAMAS's, or basically anything. If you enter gas blowback and almost any other gun name, you'll almost always find a custom build. But the hot topic for me when it comes to gas blowback right now, I want that VFC PSG-1. That is something I absolutely freaking want. So that's kind of the thing I want. So that's kind of, I guess those are my 2 answers for that. But thank you very much for another $5 dono. And I guess I just added the ×2 right on your name. I have to say, your content is amazing. Keep it up. Glad to see you're feeling much better, my man. Thank you very much, man. Hopefully my voice actually stays intact. But I barely have a cough anymore. I've coughed like 3 times this entire day. So, but no, I'm feeling a whole lot better. I'm just now getting a little hungry is all. Let's see. Poggers. Speaking of the devil. Yeah, he actually made a toaster. It was a, what was it? It had a suppressor sticking out of it. I have the photo somewhere, but I don't have it where I can actually show it off right now. I want to make an M4 from John Wick 2. What Airsoft M4 should I use? M4, it matters. I honestly can't remember. The John Wick 2 one, I think that was an MPX, though. And that we just got the MPX, and it's a very small version, so you're going to have a hard time, honestly, making that. No, it wasn't that. It was just the common cold. I didn't have that. But no, it's just a common cold. Everybody around me has gotten it. So I was just in bed for a couple days. I had no energy. I had no voice. My voice, I lost it in like 2 days after getting it. I knew it was going to happen too because I was just about to start working on stuff. So, but no, it wasn't that. It was just a common cold. Everybody's getting it here in Texas. Yeah, I saw the VFC PSG. I was thinking about buying. If you're in America, good luck getting it here. I've only seen one, and it's on sale on Hop Up, I think, by a guy in California. But again, man, thank you very much for the $2 dono, man. I very much appreciate you. Raptors! My home field Peckin Paintball has a recreation of the map firing range from Black Ops. Dude, that sounds freaking awesome. The field is great, super noob friendly. You should look it up. Dude, I would absolutely love to go. I would absolutely love to go do that. Raptors, I'm not sure. I don't think I did. Dude, I'm adding you to this. And that was that with a Z? Yes, it was. Raptors, you just got yourself added to the Galil Tower, and I am running out of room here. Yeah, you can see that. And then Brett Johnson again. But no, I would absolutely love to freaking go to that field. That sounds awesome. And I got to go to that Nuketown field too as well. Brett Johnson, again, thank you, Brett, for another $5 dono. What do you think about using real accessories on airsoft guns? I don't have a problem with that at all. P.S. Email me for the Bren info. World War II customs. Sounds interesting. I'll keep that in mind. I got your name at least, so that's good. That, and you can always hit me up on Instagram so I don't lose your messages. And you can find my email in the description on the USAirsoft homepage of the YouTube channel. You can find my email there as well. But Brett Johnson, thank you very much again. You know what? I'm going to do this for like probably a couple people here. Where are you? There you are. Yeah. Times 2. But thank you very much, Brett Johnson, for the $5 dono. But, was it? Yeah, I don't have a problem with real accessories as long as it can't hurt anybody. A bunch of people around me use real optics and real grips and such. They have no problem with that. They spend a whole lot more. But like I've got my M1 Grand and I want to put a real bayonet on it. But, oh wait, I can't. The ICS is not that sized. Apparently it's too tall when it comes to the barrel and the gas tube. You know, it's mock. But I can't fit one on there. I would freaking love doing that. I just need to get a real Garand. That's just what I need to do. It's destined to happen. When is Airsoft GI going to open a new store in Texas? Not sure, man. I know they were looking for somewhere, but I haven't heard about any updates from that in a little bit. They kind of got ran out of their last place, so I'm not sure. It was such a crap situation that really wasn't in control of them. It had nothing to do with them personally. It was just a really shit situation. But no, we need them back. We need more of our Texas fields and stores here. So hopefully they get things back up in order there. So far, no one's getting sick though. It's a small town. Oh, okay. That might be the reason no one's really going out. Petition for America stores to carry more gas blowbacks. Absolutely. The only reason why certain stores will not carry certain things is because no one buys them. You would not buy something that's not selling as a store owner. So that's kind of the situation. But no, we need more gas blowbacks in general. It's just we need them to be more popular so more people will be buying them, so then stores will then stock them more. That's what we need. Bouts. Did I have you in here? No? Yes, I did. I see you. I can't fit another one. There. That looks absolutely terrible. Balts, thank you very much for a $2 dono, man. I always appreciate you, my man. You should go to places called Black Ops Airsoft in Chicago. Sounds interesting. Is it really like Black Ops 1 theme, though? That's the real question. Any opinion on the ICS CXP Mars PDW-9? Really popular, it seems, in Europe. I've only seen a couple here in America. I know they're imported. But it was an interesting take when everybody was doing the PCC, when everybody was doing PCCs and such. So, no, it was pretty interesting. I liked it myself. I do wonder if the magazines were at all compatible with any of the other PCCs out there, like the ARP-9, the Classic Army X9, and such, and so on. And there is another one coming up very, very soon. Another PCC that I can't quite talk about right now. At what point are you overshooting in-game? You are overshooting in-game whenever they have already called it. Because, let's be honest, if you shoot once and they don't say anything, you shoot again. If you've hit them twice and they're still not doing anything or not responding to you, shoot them again. Keep shooting until they respond. It's not overshooting unless they've actually responded. So if they already said hit, they're done shooting, maybe they put their hands up or something like that. If the guy is like this, he's gotten hit, and he says nothing, wouldn't you shoot again? Now, if he's still like this, he's still shooting, he says hit, and he's still shooting, he's not really hit then, so keep shooting. But I guess overshooting becomes overshooting the second he's already called hit and you're still drilling him, I guess. But 1 or 2 shots is not a problem. Like if you're just going to town and then he calls hit and maybe 2 or 3 connected afterwards, it happens. That happens, and only people that are already a little upset, maybe that you hit them or upset about other things, will get really mad about that. But it's usually not a big deal. Now, if you drill the guy with like 30 BBs or stuff like that afterwards, then you're kind of the dick. So it's that weird finite line that seems to have become this thing where only speedsofters or only CQB players overshoot, totally ignoring that it happens everywhere. From noobs to veterans of Airsoft, from Milsim to SpeakyB, whatever. Everyone in Airsoft has overshot before. Unless they're absolutely incapable of overshooting because they've been using bolt actions and it's kind of not a possibility or whatever. You know what I mean? So pretty much every single person in Airsoft that's been in the game for a while has overshot somebody. I've done it. Pretty much every one of the Airsofters I've ever seen on YouTube has done it, has said that they've accidentally done it, and people that have felt bad about it, some people that don't think it's a big idea. We make too much of a big deal about this crap. I swear. We pick on such simple things to discourage people from watching somebody or from looking at a player that's a reasonable player as a reasonable player. We try to like turn normal players into demons and cheaters and such stupid shit, I swear to God. And I guess that has kind of affected Airsoft in quite a way, hasn't it? My 2 cents. Honestly, I've always said this, I do not care how you play Airsoft, and that means I don't care if you speedsoft, I don't care if you play Milsim, I don't care if you're a competitive gamer, I don't care how you play in any way, shape, or form, as long as you follow the rules and you're not a dick. Those are the two. That's it. You can play Airsoft any way you want to as long as you're following the rules and you're not being a jerk to anybody. Who cares? Like, why is it such a big deal? USAirsoft, review the Maple Airsoft Supply AK, please. Actually, that's usually like the second request I've gotten for that. And I cannot find Maple stuff here. I'm guessing more of it is a European brand, I'm guessing. Just like how Specna Arms is always requested, but I cannot find them around here. Is overshooting where'd that go? Is overshooting against the rules? A lot of places make it a rule, but just like as I was saying, like 1 or 2 shots is not a big deal. But drilling people just to cause pain and just be a jerk, I mean, those are things. Those are fighting situations where people get into when they're just doing stuff to hurt people. And I mean, that's kind of just against the rules of humanity. So, but you're going to get overshot. It's Airsoft. It's going to happen. You kind of paid to get shot. So, okay. How do I convince my parents to let me get an Airsoft gun for the holidays? That's actually a video I was working on, but I put it off to the side because I was actually having too much stuff. I had too much stuff going on at the same time here. I've always thought of it like if... Ask your parents, would they let you play paintball? If they say yes, well then tell them this. Airsoft is cheaper, it's less messy, and you would allow me to play paintball where I could get hurt even more by getting hit, but Airsoft hurts less. But of course, if you're too young, if you're really young, trying to get your parents to buy you a realistic Airsoft gun that's not just some Walmart or Target or Walmart or Big 5 replica is going to be difficult, especially when they realize just how expensive this stuff can get. I mean, full-grown adults know that Airsoft can be still expensive. So there might be some problems there. And I'm sure chat can help you out as well. Yeah, I wouldn't get banned if I mistakenly overshoot a guy a few times. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. It's not like that, you know. Maple Airsoft, the supply is Canadian, hence the maple. Yeah, that makes sense. But it's like an EVIC box of awesomeness drop. You got to get one before they sell out. They sell out within a month, maybe. I know their boxes kind of sell out pretty quickly, like minutes sometimes. But maybe I'll have to look into that some other time because right now I got to save as much as I can because this move. And I was like some dog outside crying. Weird. But yeah, I could try looking into that a little bit more, a dog. I'll try to do my best to look into that a little bit, just so I can see if they're worth it or if maybe they're not worth their price or what other people are saying about them. Airsoft doesn't hurt until you get overshot or mag dumped. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. 1 or 2 hits isn't going to kill you, you know? A mag dump won't do that either. But you know what I'm saying. It's not that much of a big deal. To be honest, I assume Maple was Canadian. Can I use 32 grams with a 1 joule sniper? Check your field's rules. When's the MP7 review? I have no plans for the MP7 review. I've got enough stuff to work on right now as it is, but I have no plans with the MP7. It's sitting here, but I just kind of have other stuff I got to take care of first. Companies have sent their stuff to me, and I have a tight schedule now. Jack's Creation Lab, how you doing, my dude? It's just kind of I guess I got overwhelmed with some stuff, especially this past holiday. Oh, this past month, a lot of people have sent me a lot of stuff, and they all want their videos, and it just kind of stacks up and stacks up. But the MP7 review, I have no plans for that review, at least not yet. But it's not like I don't want to do that review. I just have too much stuff on my plate at the moment. Not KWA. KWA is the airsoft tactical brand for police and military. What? What's going on here? Best budget AEP for a good game to play? I mean, you could always get... I know Marui makes those like AEP Glocks and like M93Rs. I think Maruzen even came back with those. So there's some AEPs out there. But I mean, they're just like a gun that you just get for just straight up fun. You're not really going for... excuse me. They're not really going for performance or anything like that. You're just looking for... I had water around here, so that's what I'm looking for. They're kind of just like fun plinkers, just mess around with a few kids, you know. That's nothing too crazy. Was he talking about the KWA MP7? I don't know. I think he was talking about my VFC MP7 because I have one of the AEG versions of the MP7 in a closet. I just found my water. It's over here, and I don't know where this water came from, so... I know where it went, though. I never played at the field. My gun sucks. That's fine, man. You'll get there. You'll definitely get there. Can we see the M1 Garand? Yes, and I think I should probably try to wrap this up, actually. But yeah, let me go ahead and grab it. It's just off screen. So you guys get to stare at nothing for a second. Just stare at Andy. He's always very popular. So, I guess I can show you guys what messed up on this as well. But I actually need to grab something that's under Andy. Oh, okay. Let's put this off to the side here. And, excuse me, Andy. Okay. So, first off, again, obligatory YouTube reminder that what I'm about to show is an airsoft replica and it is not a real firearm. Please don't shut down my freaking live stream. So, complete fake gun. But now, here's the ICS. I'm working on this right now. It's interesting. Like, this is the magazine. There is no ping because it's kind of mechanically impossible. Oh, that always sounds good. But no, I just had to order a new trigger assembly from Evic because I had this thing on a sling. And it's the like World War II reproduction sling. So I had it over my shoulder and I was at D14. And somehow the top sling swivel came undone. And when it came undone, it fell back and it hit the ground square on the front sight. And the front sight's fine. It's a little wiggly, so I just got to tighten it. But it's a little wiggly. So that's totally fine. But somehow that leveraged the stock enough to break the trigger assembly. And I've got the trigger assembly here. And I'm not sure if I can show this off on camera, well, on webcam enough. But as you might be able to see, there's a big gap between here. And if I can turn that over... I basically broke... Okay, now I can turn. I basically broke this little shelf here. And that shelf would hold the trigger assembly into the stock. So with that broken, this would just fall out all the time. So I just ordered this whole new set on eVic, and this was like $20. So once I got that, I was able to put the trigger assembly back in, and it's back to perfect working function. This thing is beautiful. I want to get another lower stock so I can bury it and make it look really old and dingy. And I thought that would make it look pretty nice. I love this replica a lot, and I cannot wait to make that review because, believe it or not, this is the actual first M1 Garand AEG. After this one came out, then came the G&G, and then the A&K. But this was the first one. I drooled. This was the first one, and this is still regarded as the best of the three. So I definitely very much appreciate mine. The G&G one looks a little nicer, but the magazines are more expensive and smaller capacity, and the bolt doesn't go back all the way. And then the Hunter Ray, how you doing, my guy? It just feels a lot better with the ICS. I was saying the A&K has a full auto switch, which, yeah. So yeah, that's why I like my ICS one. And I cannot wait to make that review. What's your favorite airsoft shop in Texas? The nicest looking, without a doubt, is the High Ground Airsoft eVic Outpost. That one's no doubt the nicest looking one. The one with the most history in it is the Damien the Gun Shop's one. I pop in there once in a while. I look around at some of the stuff he's got. He's got a lot of things that are new, like 10 or 20 years ago, and he still has them just waiting for someone to buy them. So I'll pop in there once in a while. We don't have too many shops though. There's like field shops, little tiny pro shops that are connected to fields, but we don't really have that many. Standalone shops, which I know the Outpost one isn't really considered one, but standalone shops, we've got 2, I think, in the entire state. I'm probably missing. Well, okay, no. Yeah, maybe like 2. Almost every one of the fields has its own store, though. So, like Airsoft Revolution 15 has its own mini store. High Ground, of course, it's connected to it. Who else? Temple Airsoft's got a pretty nice store. Much older stuff, too. So they all kind of had their own things, but I think the best looking and most well stocked is got to be the eVic Outpost. I think I'm gonna try to take like 3 more questions here, and then I guess I'm gonna just name everybody off here, and then we'll just go ahead and conclude this because we're almost at 2 hours. You guys have been freaking awesome this entire night with all the questions, the likes on this post. I honestly can't see that. All the freaking super chats, everybody here that got added, all the new USAirsoft channel members, because the USAirsoft channel members, we're going to do a freaking micro gun minigun because of the amount of USAirsoft channel members that we picked up. It's been freaking awesome, dude. So I'm going to answer 3 more questions, name everybody else off here, and then I think we're going to conclude this, guys. I'm really hungry, so I'm going to go eat. I can feel that I'm losing my voice because I'm talking nonstop. So 3 more questions here. Favorite video game right now? I am right now playing BioShock Buried at Sea. I am really, really freaking enjoying that. But I'm also messing around with an old game called Tokyo Extreme Racer Zero. I play it once in a great while just because it's just a fun trip that no one even remembers this game. So I'll mess with that. But I'm really, really enjoying Burial at Sea at the moment. Let's see. Are you still sponsored by Airsoft GI? I've decided to break off from GI, but it's not for any bad reasons. Like, I actually have a box sitting off to the side that's like $1,000. I'm going to be making an unboxing video and some other videos with them. There's no tension between us at all. Everything's good between us. It's just I decided to take a step back, and I'm working with USAirsoft at the moment, and things are pretty good. So is there a problem at all? It's just I just switched sponsors. What main sponsors is all I did. But yeah, there's no problems at all. I can still work with them. I can work with pretty much anybody at the moment. So it's just how things changed up. So there's no ill will or anything. There's nothing like that. Stream the unboxing. Now I want to make that into like an actual video because when we did the when we would stream the unboxings, it'd be cool and all, but then companies want an actual video sometimes, and I actually kind of enjoy doing actual videos for the unboxings a little bit more. It's fun though. It really is doing the unboxings on there, but I'll try to do those like streaming for unboxings maybe some other time with some other different stuff. Any recommendations for attachments for a new player? If you get any sights, get some Lexan. It's not really an attachment, really, but get some Lexan or some kind of sight protector because a lot of people waste money on buying an optic and then have it shot out even on the first day taking it out to a field, and they've wasted $40, $60, maybe $100+. That's something I would recommend to you. Do not buy a grenade launcher as a beginner. Don't do it. Waste of money. You'll almost never use it. A lot of people waste a lot of money doing that, including me. I did it, never used it. It's still sitting because you're not going to be going to big Milsim events as a beginner. It doesn't really happen like that. So there's a couple of recommendations. And try to make use of a suppressor. You don't always just have to use it because it looks good. I mean, you could. No problem with that. But I like trying to use suppressors for barrel extensions. So there's a couple of recommendations I have for myself. But one more. Optic are... Okay, two more. HK slap for the end of the stream. Yes, I will definitely do that. Optic or no optic? No optic, I think, for a lot of the replicas I have. It looks more iconic. When it comes to the more tactical replicas, yes, I want to add some sights. Like on that Chris Vector you guys saw, I got to get something space-aged for that. Maybe even a monocle sight if I can find one for not too expensive, because that just looks different and weird. But most of the time I don't use optics. Only on replicas where the feet per second, the joules, it's shooting way too fast and I can't see the BB in any way, shape, or form. I can't track BBs. I track BBs more often than I even use my iron sights. It's airsoft, so I can do that. But for my bolt actions, I use sights for those. But you wanted an HK slap, and I think I have something that will scratch the itch for sure. I just need to move this. I actually had the LCT. Perfect timing, actually, because I just moved that. Let me get my phone so I can read this. I don't want to miss this. I hope I didn't miss any of the super chats because I'd feel really terrible about that. Sonny Hutchins, love your videos. I'm from the UK. I got a GNG PCC9 by Umbrella Armory. It's 59 RPM and cherry blossom camo. Dude, that sounds freaking crazy. What? 59 RPM. Wait a minute. What's 50? Wait. That doesn't sound right. I'm sorry. 59 RPM? Do you mean 59 rounds per second? But let me go ahead and add you here. Sonny, regardless, though, I am adding Sonny Hutchins to the Galil Tower. And I think he just might be the very last person that gets added to the Galil Tower. For now. But, dude, that sounds pretty cool, though. I didn't know they were doing PCC 9s already. PCC 9. That is the ARP 9, I think. Yeah, I didn't know if they did those. That's freaking cool, though. 50 rounds per minute. But do you mean rounds per minute? Yeah, 59 rounds per minute would be slow. So I think you mean rounds a second. So if it's 50 rounds a second, that's actually pretty freaking good, man. But yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. And I actually would like to see what that camo looks like. So if you post out on Instagram, tag USAirsoft YouTube. I would actually like to see that, my guy. RPS. Yes, that's what I was thinking. 50 round per second. That sounds pretty devilish. But you wanted an HK slap, right? Well, let me drop a bunch of stuff. Because I'm working on a review at the moment over this guy. And I'm sorry, I know it's freaking annoying, but YouTube, please don't take down my live stream because this is an airsoft replica. Even though it looks kind of real, it's still an airsoft replica. Not real. But LCT LK53A4, I believe it is. I always mix up the A's. But this thing is freaking awesome. And if you don't know what this is, it is basically a thick MP5. It's a 5.56 variant of the MP5. I'm working on this review right now. This is going to be the next review and then the M1 Grand review because they want to see this come out. But you wanted something like this because this is all steel. And it's kind of a very awkward position, but all steel, dude. I don't know how loud that was, but it just never gets old with this thing. Freaking love this gun. I take it out to fields and people always get it confused for things. They want to know why my MP5 looks really weird. Super heavy though. It's kind of small and it's like 8 pounds. And I cut myself with some of the edges on this a lot. I really do. But yeah, this is the next review. It might be a little difficult for me to actually put this back in the box on camera, so I'm going to just put this off to the side and pray that it doesn't fall over. And just throw this off to the side too. But I think that's about it, my guys. I'm really need to get to work on a lot of the stuff that you guys have seen here today. But enlarged charging handle too. Yes, it's got the G3 charging handle. It doesn't have the little MP5 charging handle. But just tagged you, I think. Awesome, Sonny. Hopefully I can see that. Make sure it's the USAirsoft account that has like 35 or 32,000 followers on it, because I know there's another one that looks like mine, but it's not mine. Yeah, if it's got like 32,000 followers and it has posts from today, then you'll know it's me. But let me go ahead and pick this up. But before I go, I want to make sure I give everybody like proper dues here. I want to thank every single person who tuned in, every single person who hit the like button, who just watched the stream and such. Dude, I appreciate every single person here. I normally don't do live streams on here because YouTube was spanking the channel for spam a lot. And the last stream, we got hit off YouTube after 18 minutes because they said I was selling firearms and handling firearms. Or it was just handling firearms. That's why I had to keep saying that everything is airsoft, because they might still hit my shit off. So it's annoying. But for the Galil Tower, I want to thank every single person. And, I'm not going to miss people. I am not going to miss people. Happy I found this stream. I'm going to my first airsoft arena this weekend with my girlfriend. I'm hyped. Do I need a tack vest as a beginner? Abyss Games. First off, Abyss Games, I'm adding you to my list before I finish things off here. Do you need a tack vest? You don't need it. It's not like a rule that you need it. But think about the stuff that you're going to carry on you. Magazines, anything you find, anything that you need to take with you on the field. Putting it all in your pockets might be annoying. Also, you do get some protection by using a bunch of tactical gear and such. So think about it. If you don't mind getting hit a few times, maybe wear a hoodie or something. It will dampen the hits a little bit. So think about what you're carrying and think about how hard you could get hit and if you really want protection. You don't need the plate carrier or the vest or anything, but will it make things more practical and easier for you to play airsoft with? Think of it like that. But before I knock over the tower, I want to thank everybody here that made it on the list. Tri-Metal, Unfriend, Jap, Verdansk United Airlines, Surtur the Third, Jack's Creation Shop, Monkey Nut. I wrote this one terribly. The Dr. Airsoft, Abyss Games, Mark the Airsoft Primate, DJ, Raging Asian, Hudson Morse, the Airsoft Chef, Raptors, Western Gilbert, Brett Johnson, Toxic Simpleton 2, Sonny Hutchins, DJ 8920, and I think he said, I said everybody, I think, and Victor Miller. I want to thank every single person that made it onto the Galil Tower list. I'm going to do, and then Josh, Sixtels would love some advice on locating split gearbox parts or compatible for it. XCR, have you messaged ICS directly? Because they're actually pretty good with messaging people back for that kind of stuff. They're actually really good on messaging people back when it comes to spare parts. But I understand how split gearbox stuff can be sometimes. That's kind of the reason why a lot of people won't even mess with them. But yeah, message ICS yourself because they might be able to get you hooked up with some parts. If that's on their Facebook or on their Instagram, they should be able to reach out to you. I heard that they message back pretty much everybody. So definitely take a look at that. That's a lot of people. Yeah, you guys have been freaking awesome. That's why. But Josh, thank you very much for your $5 donation. I added you to the list. You'll be getting yourself a shout out in the very next video. But to everybody who's watching, who's liked, who's commented, who's done anything, very much appreciate every single person who tuned in. I'm going to go get some food. I'm going to go pick up Haley. I'm going to clean up this apartment. And I think we'll be finished for tonight. But again, thank you to everybody who watched, all the USAirsoft channel members, and everybody who just enjoyed the night with me. But I guess until that next video drops from the city of San Antonio, this has been Scott Hollenbeck, and I will be sure to see you all next time. Goodbye, everyone. Good night, and good morning.